Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So today I am going to be playing with a couple of new makeup products. Now, most of these were released a little bit earlier this year, but there are also some brand new releases. Most of these products are still pretty new to me and I have not really featured them on my channel just yet. So I thought today would be the day where we're just going to be doing a full face of new makeup items. And of course, I am going to be listing and linking all of the products that I'm going to be featuring in today's video in my description box down below. So in case you are using my links to shop something after the video, just know that that is very much appreciated. I did not get sent any of these products, I did purchase them with my own money, but my links are also generated through my partner over at Shop My Shelf, so I do earn a small commission if you decide to use them. Now that is very much appreciated, but in case you don't want to use them and you still want to support the channel, if you can give the video a like, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos, that is also doing a lot for the channel. So thank you so much. And please to drop me a comment as well in case you have tried out any of these products in today's video. Let me know, what was your experience with them? Did you like them? Did you not like them? I always look forward hearing from you. All right, so starting off with a little bit of skin prep. Now I have already done my entire skincare routine, right? But I also know what kind of foundation we are going to be using today. So I already made a decision on what primer I want to wear because I tried this foundation out with different primers and I feel like the combination that I chose for today is the best one for the foundation. So I'm not going to be using anything new right now. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer plus 4% niacinamide first. And I'm going to be filling in my pores slightly. So I do want to apply something a little bit more blurring. So I'm going to go in with the Iconic London Velvet Smooth Pore Refining Primer. This came out earlier this year and this is just such a favorite of mine. Like I really do enjoy it and I want to use this again today. So I'm going to be clipping back my hair. So I'm going to start off with the e.l.f. one and I'm going to apply it pretty much everywhere apart from right here. My moisturizer is super glowy right now. I mean, I'm so glad that we are going in with a little bit more of a matte foundation today, because otherwise I would literally put this all over, because you can definitely put this one all over. But again, I feel like this primer is just so nice. It is very grippy, it is very syrupy, and I don't really need a lot of this. This is more of a sort of like hydrating primer for my preferences, really. Because I don't really have that many hydrating primers. I usually just have hydrating moisturizers, right? Oh, let's also talk about the elephant in the room, you guys. You guys might be looking at this spot right here. And no, it's not a hickey. I actually got bitten by a mosquito right in the neck. And I literally swell up when I get bitten by mosquitoes. I have an allergy to mosquito bites, which is very annoying. Seriously, I got bitten so much this year, like never before. And it's just so annoying. And every time they are swelling, it's so itchy. And I'm just happy when this one is gone. So just ignore that, I'm also not going to be applying any makeup on top of it, just due to the fact that it's a mosquito bite, The only thing I'm going to be putting on that is after bite. But yeah, so super tacky. I don't have to apply a lot of this. So I'm going to be going in with the Iconic London one now, and I'm just going to use a little bit right here and right here, because those are the two spots where I definitely do need a little bit more blurring. And oh my gosh, I really have been loving this primer. This primer is just so great. And I like to just literally work it in to the skin a little bit more, but that is a lot better. It also cancels out shine quite a lot. So the next thing that I'm going to be applying is a little bit of lip care. I do want to put on something onto my lips before I'm applying foundation. So I have been addicted to this product lately. Like I cannot put this one down anymore. And this is by Too Faced and it's the Kissing Jelly Gloss. Oof, this is like a lip oil, lip gloss hybrid. And this is actually the shade Cotton Candy. This has a cotton candy like flavor profile to it, and it's addictive. I feel like this is such a throwback to the 90s because I remember the very first lip glosses that I purchased kind of had this type of packaging, this kind of vibe to it. And I just love the formula. The formula is amazing. It's so nourishing, so shiny, so beautiful, non-sticky. It's just so good. Mm. Just too good to be true. But also, this shade, it's not gonna like look blue on your lips, you know? So it's going to cool down the lips just a little bit, but not really. It's pretty sheer, okay? This does not really have like a blue tint to it whatsoever. So I just adore this. And honestly, you guys, I am planning to get more of these because they've got a ridiculous selection of different flavors. They've got grape soda, sour watermelon, bubblegum, pina colada, raspberry. I mean, stop it. I need more of these. So yeah, this is amazing. So let's actually move on to the foundation. So this is by Urban Decay and it's the Face Bond Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation and this retails for $40. So I bet you guys I am probably the last person on YouTube who is going to review this foundation. And yeah, I just did not get around yet in featuring it on my channel, but I have used this quite a lot just to try it out, just to see how it is. I'm not going to be reviewing this too much in depth because I know I'm the last one to review it. So you probably know everything by now and I don't want to bore you guys. But this is just claiming to have a natural matte finish. It has medium to buildable coverage. It's ultra thin and lightweight. And then they are also saying no powder needed. Instant skin blurring effect, non-comedogenic foundation, waterproof, humidity proof, and sweat proof, smudge and transfer resistant. And it also comes in 40 shades, which is actually a really good shade selection. Now, I got mine in the shade 9, light cool. I will say I really do enjoy the packaging. It's like really travel friendly, really lightweight. It also comes with this squeeze nozzle, right? Really nice. I really like it. Does not have a pump. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a really good shake and I'm gonna be applying this with my sponge. Like you could also apply this with a brush, but I just prefer the sponge application with this product. I'm just gonna take a little bit of product. I'm gonna take that much. Like texture-wise, it is runny, right? It has this serum type of consistency. It's going to run down my finger. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. But let's just blend it out. In terms of the shade, I think this is a really good match. Like this is quite a good shade match, if I may say. Right off the bat, this is gonna give me a solid medium coverage. Like I could also build this one up, it stays flexible in the sense that after it has dried down, you can still build this one up, but it's also not as full coverage than my Too Faced foundation that I recently tried. The finish of this, I will say it's a beautiful finish. Like it's definitely a natural matte. Like this is not dewy, it's not necessarily something that is gonna shine. It looks really pretty, right? And then I still have some product left. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit more. All right, I mean, you can see this side, no product, this side, the foundation, beautiful, like medium coverage, like beautiful, right? This is really pretty. I would say this looks like my skin. This does not look like I'm wearing any makeup, which is astonishing. But just keep in mind, you've got to prep your skin accordingly. And right now, after only what, 3 minutes, this is already drying down. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's very rare that I'm saying I don't need powder. But this time around, I feel like I really would not necessarily need powder. Because I'm getting a little bit oilier throughout the day, I tend to set every foundation with some powder. But really, would I need this to be set with powder? Not really. It's just so incredibly self-drying. It's amazing. And also, look, this is drying on my finger. So I have to just take this off my finger and get some new product out for the other side. So let's do the same thing on the other side as well. And I just love the way this blends out with a dampened sponge. Like I think it blends out so beautifully. All right, you guys, I feel like that's enough. That's enough coverage for me, for my liking. This is a beautiful foundation. I just feel like if you have very dry skin, I'm not sure. If you have a lot of dry patches, maybe not. Unless you are really, really plumping up your skin, you are really hydrating it deeply prior to applying this foundation. I would say this is really just meant for people who have a little bit more of like combo or oily skin, and I'm really grateful for that because I don't love these super shiny, super dewy foundations. So this does work quite well on me. That's that. So let's actually move on to concealer. And I don't really have anything brand new. I've already featured this product on my channel, so I have dedicated an entire video to this product. But we are going to be using this today again, and I'm talking about the very luxurious Victoria Beckham The Concealer Pan. I do have a video on this where I did compare this product to the brand new Westman Atelier concealer. The reason why I'm using this one in particular is because I kind of prefer this. I prefer the shade because the Westman Atelier one, it just leans so yellow. And you guys know I don't have like warm skin. I do have cool skin. So like neutral leaning cool skin. And this one is the shade L1, light one. And I actually do like it. It's very expensive for what you're actually getting. But if you're curious about it, yeah, watch my video for more information on it. I don't like the packaging. Not the greatest delivery system for concealer. I wish you could have just done a doe foot. But I'm going to be applying this underneath my eyes. And this is also a product where I do have to use a little bit more product. I'm going to have to click this, right? And yeah, I like the formula though. It's pretty crease-less, which is very innovative because most concealers do crease a little bit more than this one does. I mean, it does crease just a little bit, not a lot. I'm just gonna apply this underneath my eyes. I don't feel like this is a concealer necessarily for the face, but I also can't wait too long to blend this one out. So I like to use a sponge to blend it out. So let's do a second layer. I know this might look very excessive to you guys, but that's just how it is, I need to use a little bit more. And then it's gonna be fine. Like, whenever I use a little bit more product, I actually really like it. It is not the best in, covering a lot of imperfections because you do need a lot of product, to build this up to a certain degree. And I think that's a little bit the flaw of this concealer. I wish this had more coverage. I really wish this could have a little bit better coverage, especially if this is a product like this type of pan product. You most likely are going to use it underneath your eyes, and to work as spot concealing, it just does not have enough coverage. So yeah, I wish he could have just adjusted the coverage level on this a little bit, but I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna use it because I purchased this myself, and this has to get used. It really has to. So before I am proceeding to the powder, I'm gonna be applying a little bit of my Sigma eyeshadow base primer onto my lids, and yeah, then we are gonna be talking about a new powder that I picked up. All right, I am back. My Sigma eye primer is applied. So let's talk about a product that I sort of like unknowingly predicted in my full face video by the brand. I basically said, oh, I wish they would come out with a pink powder. And they did, literally 2 days later. Can you believe that? I was editing the video and I thought, this is too crazy. Sometimes wishes do come true, and I actually did pick up this newly released powder. And this is by Kosas, and it's the Cloud Set powder in the shade Candy. I've featured this powder so many times on my channel, and I really like it, especially whenever I am wearing a little bit more of a matte foundation like today. I really have to say, like, that's the powder I'm reaching for whenever I feel like, okay, I don't have to necessarily be worried about oil control, about shine control. I just want something a little bit blurring, a little bit like perfecting, and I just I adore this powder. So I had it in the shade Breezy, I think. So now I've got this in the shade Candy. So that's the pink powder. They also came out with a couple more shades. I think they came out with a peach shade, with a yellow shade, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the pink shade. Of course, I already tried it. Now, the thing is with this pink powder, and I do have a lot of different pink powders, this is truly a brightening powder. If you have skin like me, I'm more of a light to medium in like shade depth, right? If you have like light to medium skin, I think this is gonna be maybe too brightening for you. Like you may want to go with something like the One Size Ultra Pink powder, something that is a little bit more suitable for light to medium skin types. This is really for fair skinned people. Like if you have fair skin, this is going to be your skin tone, but on me, when I put this all over my face, I was like, oh my gosh, I made my foundation look so much brighter. And I was like, wow, I may not want to use this with a puff because I did apply it with a puff and then I used it with a brush. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to just use the puff for underneath my eyes, and for the rest I'm going to be using a brush, okay? But yeah, this is just such a good one. It's such a beautiful, beautiful powder. I'm also going to try and, get rid of the excess on my hand. And let's do one side of my face first. I mean, you won't be seeing a lot of difference in terms of the finish because this foundation is just not as glowy. But look, I don't know if you can see you can probably see the pink. Maybe you can. It is very brightening. And to me, sometimes that's good, but it's not necessarily good for all over my face to this extreme. Like, I like it though. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like it. And I like the tone of pink that they are using in here. But now I have to go in with a brush. Like, I can't do the rest of my face with this puff. I really have to use a brush. And with the brush, it's just not going to be as noticeable, you know? Oh, and this powder formula is just amazing. I really, really love it. It's just such a beautiful blurring powder and it does not feel heavy whatsoever. But yeah, you can definitely see that this has definitely blurred my skin, right? Because if you are looking at this side now where I did not use powder versus this side, this is the perfect powder to use with this type of foundation because it will set the makeup, right? But it will also blur the skin, and it's not heavy. It's just not heavy at all. All right, I'm just gonna do the other side of my face as well. But just look at how brightening that is. That is just so brightening. And even with the brush, it will brighten slightly, but not to the extreme. But all right, that's it. The powder is amazing. I'm so glad I picked this one up. I really, really like pink powders in general. You probably have seen me use a lot of pink powders on this channel. Having this in a pink shade really does speak to my soul. So let's move on and let's do the brows now. I do have a new brow gel, okay? But I don't really have a new brow pencil, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this off camera real quick. I'm just gonna go in with my beloved Rare Beauty Brow Harmony pencil. I'm gonna fill in my brows slightly. All right, I am back. My brows are filled in. So let's talk about this brand newly released brow gel that I picked up. So this is the Volumizing Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this brow gel was actually released in 9 different shades, which is really good. I just decided to pick up a mini. It was half the price of the full size, and I did pick this up in the shade Soft Brown. I tried this out yesterday, and I don't know what to think about this product, to be honest with you. Did I like it as much as my beloved Kosas Airbrow Tinted Gel? No, absolutely not. So I'm gonna give it a second go today. I will say the brush is interesting because this is a double-sided brush. You have these longer bristles on this side, then you have the shorter bristles right here, and they're almost like, twisted around the wand. So on the website, they're actually saying use the long bristles side, start by applying at the highest point of the brow and work towards the end. And then they are also saying, use the short bristle side to add extra definition and detail. The shade soft brown here in the ABH is okay. I also have the shade soft brown in my Kosas one. And I feel like the Kosas one is a little bit better in terms of shade. I feel like this is just a tiny bit darker. So I'm going to start with the long bristles today then, okay? So let's see. The thing is, I just feel like this was a little bit strange in my eyebrows, you know? And I also don't know if I have picked up enough product. Like, I constantly have to dip in my brush again. That's also something I don't really have to do that with my Kosas one. Now, I will say I'm not someone who is brushing their brows upwards. I just brush them sideways, as you can see. But I also don't feel like that this has that much hold. But I like the size of the brush because in the past I definitely had some brow gels where the applicator was just too large. I like how this has filled in my brows. I probably just did it wrong yesterday because I used the other side of the brush first. So let's go in with the shorter bristles and let's just do a little bit of definition. I kind of like it. I just feel like the shade is a little bit dark. Okay, so let's do the same thing on this side, starting with longer bristles. I mean, is this too much? I feel like my eyebrows look massive. They look so big. I mean, this is definitely volumizing. If you are using it the way that they describe, I feel like my eyebrows are so big. I don't know if I like that. That is a lot. That is too much product. I don't know. I feel like the Kosas one, I just look a little bit more natural, especially around the tail. I don't want this to be that thick. And again, I do prefer how this eyebrow is looking over this. This is just, I did apply too much. And in general, the shape of this eyebrow is just not as perfected as this one. But I will say it does work. It does work. And, you know, if you use it like the website says, it will give you this result. This has more like a medium hold, but really what this is about is the tint. But yeah, I mean, my eyebrows are there. So let's move on to some color complexion products. Honestly, I don't really have a new bronzer. I mean, I've got so many bronzers, right? And I don't feel like there were any bronzes that were released that spoke to me. I don't even feel like any bronzes were released in the past weeks. You know, I'm just gonna go in with an oldie, but one of my favorite ones. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Diffused Light. So I'm just gonna, you know, apply this real quick and I'm just gonna be right back because I do have a new blush and I also have a new highlighter. So my bronzer is applied. I mean, I just adore this bronzer so much. So let's actually move on to, I would say, it's not necessarily like a brand new blush release, but I had this for a while now and I've never featured this on my channel. And because we just reviewed the ABH tinted brow gel, I thought let's also pull in the blushes that they came out with a couple of like months ago, maybe like 2 months ago max. So this is the Blurring Serum Blush by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I mean, there were just so many liquid blushes being released, and I wanted to feature this much earlier. But the shade that I picked up in this product initially, I just ended up not really loving it. So this does exist in 5 shades in total, and the one that I initially picked up was the shade Baby Pink, and it's described as a cool toned pink. This did not work on me. It just looked very bizarre on my skin tone, and usually a cool tone pink will always work, but it just looked so light, it barely had any pigmentation on me, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with this product. And I thought maybe it's just the shade, and I had this feeling it would be the shade more than, you know, the formula. So I decided to go with another shade. So I did pick up the shade Plum, which is described as a bright plum. I feel like this works best on top of powder. Whenever I applied this underneath powder, I did not like it when the powder was applied on top of it. I just did not like it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I will say I do like this packaging. The packaging, you know, I mean, it's not necessarily like the most luxurious packaging, but this nozzle, I kind of think this is very much fun. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna also give these a little bit of a shake. You know, I'm gonna try and shake them up just a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit out here. This is a very beautiful shade. It looks very dark when it comes out. But yeah, when you blend this one out, it's actually a very beautiful shade. So I'm just gonna work this into my Ilia complexion brush, and then I'm just gonna apply it like this. And also the shade, although it looks so intimidating, right? Just look at how beautiful this goes onto my skin. It just looks so airbrushed and it looks so natural. I really like the finish because it's not over the top dewy, it's not over the top shiny or anything. So, but make sure to really get it into that brush, like work it in well, and then go on to the skin. So on my skin, this shade pulls very mauvey. It pulls almost like purple, like very cool toned. And I love these shades, especially for the colder months. Another thing that I really do appreciate about this formula is the fact this sinks into the skin and it kind of dries down as well. So in that sense, this is a really, really pretty product. And especially this shade, again, the shade Baby Pink, on me, it did not work out that well. But yeah, this one, I love it. I really do like it. It looks amazing. I really enjoy it. So let's move on to the highlighter. And now this highlighter was actually released in the beginning of the year. And I actually did not plan on picking this one up. I actually got this product for free and I paid with my loyalty points. So this is the Natasha Denona High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. Now I have this in the shade light. I will say this packaging is so pretty. It's actually really nice. So let's have a look at this shade. Wow. This is so stunning. And also this formula is so interesting. This is almost like a cream to powder formula. And my initial thought was like, oh, I'm gonna go in with my finger. Don't do that. I did apply this with my finger the very first time when I tried it out, and that was such a mistake because this is beaming. I mean, it is quite beaming. So the way I actually do enjoy applying this is with my favorite highlighter brush. I use this brush so much for highlighter application. I don't even think it's meant for highlighter application. I think this is more of like a contour brush, but it's the Scott Barnes 66 brush. This brush is everything. I just love it for highlighter. It's like a big fan. It's not too fluffy and it's not too dense. It's just perfect. Okay, I'm gonna link the brush in my description box down below as well in case you're interested. So I'm gonna apply this on my nose. And I'm gonna tell you, on my nose, it is incredible. It's so stunning. Look at that effect. And over here, they were not lying when they said that this will give you glass reflection, like this glass wet effect. It's incredible. And I think this formula is stunning. I mean, it's definitely more subtle, right? But you can also build it up and make it very beaming. This is just wet looking, beautiful, amazing skin. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe that I was sleeping on this for a while. And I mean, it's not an inexpensive product, but it's just incredible. I also love this shade. I really do enjoy this highlighter so much. It's just one of my new favorite highlighters. All right, you guys, but my complexion is done. I got to say, I really like it. So let's move on to the eyes. I actually pulled out an eyeshadow palette that was lying around on a pile full of eyeshadow palettes that still have to be used. And so this one, I just felt really drawn to it because it just inspires me a little bit for fall. It has a little bit more of a fall color story as well. This came out much earlier this year, and I have not used it yet. I have not even swatched this yet, but it looks so stunning, and it's also a new to me brand. This was their very first release. Now, meanwhile, they've already released 2 more palettes, but I just really wanted to use this one today for the very first time. So this is by Cryptane Cosmetics, and this is their Burnt Forest palette. So here it is. Just look at that packaging. Isn't that so much fun? I mean, this color story really spoke to me. It is really pretty, so let's have a look inside. So this comes with 12 shades in total. It has an equal ratio of matte shades and beautiful sort of special shades. Most of these are multi-chromes. They do have a shift to them. I will most definitely feature this palette over on my Shorts tab. On my Shorts tab, that's the place where you can see all of my eyeshadow looks. So if you never have watched any of my shorts, they are all solely dedicated to eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes, and I mean, when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, please. I want to try it out. So the very first shade that I do want to use is the shade Transition. This mid-tone brown right here might have a little bit of yellow in it. I'm not sure if it's that neutral or not. But I'm going to start off with this one. I'm going to put this all over my crease. And then afterwards, I might go in with a lighter shade or this shade, but we're going to stay, you know, on the safe side today. I'm just going to be using these browns. Again, I'm going to be doing some other looks with the greens and maybe combining the greens also with the browns. But yeah, let's start off with this shade first. This has a little bit of kickback, not too bad. I have no idea if this is pigmented or not. So let's see. It's almost like a sandy, sort of mustardy brown. Definitely has some yellow in there, so this is going to work so well with the green tones in this palette. I will say this is not over the top pigmented, but it's buildable. But let's see how it's gonna work with some other shades layered on top of it. So I'm gonna go in with this deeper brown here, this one right here, and we also have a black, so I'm really curious. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using the black today, but I'm going to be going in with this, the shade Soil, and I'm going to put it on my outer corners and then just blend it in slightly, kind of like into the middle of the eye, maybe. Oh, this is darker than I thought it would be. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to use the brush that I used before just to blend it out, you know. So yeah, this is very deep, and that's a little bit confusing because when you're looking at this shade, it does not look like it would pull that deep. And also I had a little bit of fallout from that shade because I just took a little bit too much onto my brush. I'm gonna get rid of that in a second. But let's actually move on to my inner corner and let's apply this lighter cream sort of eggshell like shade right here, this one, and let's put it in my inner corner and brighten the inner corner up a little bit with that. I think I'm just going to put a brown eyeliner in my waterline. So I'm going to go in with the Martin Cosmetics Kohl eyeliner in the shade Maroon Brown. I think this is going to look nice. I'm just going to put that in my waterline. My lower lash line, I'm just going to be repeating these shades, okay? I'm going to start though with the deeper shade and I'm going to blend it out with this shade, Transition. So next step is I'm going to be cleaning up the edges. I'm going to get rid of this little bit of this stain, a little bit of fallout. I'm going to clean up the edges, apply a little bit of glitter glue, and then I've got to make a decision on what shimmer I'm going to be using. I'm going to go in with this shade today, okay? This is going to pull a little bit more blue, I think. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to be picking this up with my finger, apply it with the finger, and then blend it out with a brush. I also just applied a little bit of the NYX glitter glue. So because I don't know how shimmery this formula really is, oh, this has actually a little bit of pink in it. This looks like a very pretty shade. So let's try it out. I'm just going to put it all over the lid. Wow, that is so stunning. Oh my gosh, I'm impressed. The only thing is, what this palette is seriously missing is an inner corner highlighting shade. So I'm gonna have a look at my collection and see what I can find to just highlight the inner corners a little bit. Do you guys know what I pulled out? I pulled out Gourmand Girls Nightshade. This was my favorite palette of last year. I love it, and I think I can use this shade because this has a little bit of blue in here, but it's like a beautiful highlighting shade. I'm gonna use this in my inner corner real quick. Ooh, what are we thinking? Do we like it? Do we like the brown tones with this more icy, sort of shimmery thing going on? I think this is a look I've never done before. I think this is very unique and very interesting. I mean, I will definitely create more looks with this palette and, you know, try this out even further. And I'm going to be posting these looks on my Shorts tab. And of course, also I'm going to be reviewing this palette more in depth in an upcoming eyeshadow palette ranking. So let's actually move on to the mascara. I don't have any new mascara, to be honest with you. So I think I'm just gonna apply something off camera and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back, and just look at how long my lashes are. I basically pulled out a brand new Airy Paris avocado waterproof mascara. I've been loving this mascara for so long. I have emptied many of these and I did not have one. So I did repurchase this a while ago. And because I was just using the Cloud Mascara by Sweet Beauty so much, and that one is empty too, I was like, you know what? I should really like pull this one out again, because otherwise I'm just gonna show you the same mascara over and over again. And there are a couple of mascaras that I love, and this is also one of my favorite ones. It is just so lengthening. It's not like as volumizing, but it's very separating, lengthening. I mean, just look at how long my lashes are looking. But this has been such a favorite of mine for years by now, and I'm so happy I have it again. Oh my gosh, I actually miss this mascara so much. So actually, let's move on to the next category. Let's move on to the lips, and I do have a brand newly released lip liner. So this is the new Artist Color Pencil Extreme, and this is by the brand Makeup Forever. So I actually did pick up this newly released pencil by them. This is the shade, what shade is this? Endless Cacao. So I thought we could play with this one today. I also picked up like their old formula because it was on sale. And I did pick up, this is how it looks, the old formula. I'm not sure if they are going to discontinue this or if they are just keeping both of them. This is the shade, what shade is this one? Up and Down Tan. So this is like a little bit more pinky, brown, rose, okay? But I want to try this one out. And I also have a lip brush ready in case it's too pigmented and I just want to blend it out slightly. So let's see how this formula is going to be like and how this shade Endless Cacao is going to look. Like, honestly, when I saw this online, I thought, oh, this is exactly up my alley. I love a good brown lip liner. So let's see if it's not too dark. It's probably quite cool tone, but I think it might go with the eye look. So let's see. Ooh, I love this color. This is very pretty. This is a stunning cool tone brown. I don't think I've got many lip liners that pull that cool. I really do feel like, though, that this one is not quite as creamy as the original formula. Like, this one is a lot creamier. This is a little bit more matte and a little bit more stiff. It does blend out okay. And I did, apply it quite generously because I wanted to blend it in onto my lips too. Because to be honest, the product that I'm about to apply on top of it, I'm not sure if both of these are going to go together in terms of formula. Because this almost looks like a powdered lip liner, right? And we are about to go in with something that is a little bit shinier. And also, that does not have a lot of pigment. So this is going to be perfect if you like a matte, like blurring lipstick. I think this could be incredible. Like, this is a true contouring shade. It's really pretty. It's giving me major 90s vibes. So let's actually move on to the product that I want to put all over my lips. So this one is by Hourglass, and it's the Phantom Volumizing Glossy Balm. I always wanted to try out this product in particular. I think this shade came out this year because they did expand their shade range in this product. So I picked this up in the shade Rise 100. It's just such a beautiful shade. It's one of these hybrid gloss/balms that come in this sort of stick format, right? I mean, we have seen so many of them. The thing is with this, I think you've got to turn it and it won't turn back down. I'm just going to turn this a little bit. Look at that shade. I think it's going to match, but also these are not over the top pigmented. So let's see what it's going to be like. I love this formula. So I'm just going to apply it and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the formula. Look at that reflection. This is so stunning. This has a little bit of mint in it. It's so refreshing. But the shade is so amazing. Oh my gosh, I am so happy that I got this. Such a favorite of mine. Ever since I got it, I can't stop putting this down. And it's just so reflective. Amazing quality. I will say Hourglass a lot of the times hits. Definitely hits. But alright, my makeup is done. So just looking at myself, I have to say, I really, really love this look. It's giving me also major fall vibes with a little bit of a twist, with a little bit of this like blue twist, right? But in general, look at this foundation. This foundation has not budged. It still looks amazing. And I've been sitting here for a while now. So it is really, really good, this foundation. In general, all of the products I've been trying out today are really, really top, top, top notch. The only product that I'm not 100% sure, I might have to just apply it a little bit more sparingly, is the eyebrow gel, because I feel like when I look at myself, these eyebrows are taking over, but otherwise, I really like the look. So please do let me know if you have tried out any of these products yourself, and if so, did you like them? Did you not like them? All of the products, again, are linked and listed in my description box down below. And before you are leaving, in case you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to ring the bell in order to stay notified about my upcoming videos. So until next time, please do take care. Thank you so, so much for watching.